here. And this leads us to the thought, or to the conclusion, this vacuum will be filled in the future by botnets like that. Now, the question that we ask ourselves now is it possible to create a botnet like that, which excel both in single point of failure, resiliency, and blending means? And we think that the answer is yes, it's possible, but we didn't want to keep only a theoretical answer. We wanted also to provide some evidence that it is possible, and that's why we created our own proof of concept botnet named Turbot. So now I will leave you to the good hands of Itzik to explain about the botnet.
Thank you. Okay, so as you guys, as you guys see, the research is not only theoretical, we're also going to demonstrate it. So I'm going to explain how Turbot works. Turbot is blending into common traffic without having a single point of failure. So we're going to have a quick walkthrough through the protocol, how it works, the concept, and then I'm going to show a demo. Okay, so like I said, Turbot is something unique. It came out of a research that me and Ziv did, reviewing different techniques. We have ran through different questions and tried to provide what we think will be the most efficient model. This is only an educational session. We are going to release the source code for experimental, but the bot itself right now is no more than a smart chat application. Okay, we will begin by stating that Turbot community control infrastructure is actually based on something that we define as a free mutual writable resource. Now, a free writable resource, sorry, it is anything that is web-based, can encode an information or embed an information without necessary to log in or to store a captcha. For that matter, the user-generated concept that came with Web 2.0 is a perfect example of an option that any user can store information in the third-party website and then later access it. Here you can see an example, a little bit cool one, of an internet clipboard. Internet clipboard, you guys might know it from PASS being a cool way to pass codes in IRC and to transfer some text files between friends. This is basically a free two-way communication channel that you can use. You don't need any captcha, you don't need to log in or anything, and it's there for you to use. So Turbot can take advantage of internet clipboards. Another resource that we have noticed that could be useful for Turbot is actually a disposable email addresses. Now, disposable email addresses is basically companies that provide an email, which is a one-time email without a password, without a login, and they usually have a very simple web GUI that allows you to access the email and read the inbox content. So we're going to use this media also as a free writable mutual resource to store information. Next, moving to the big one, user-generated content. Now, this is both a concept and also as an example. Example for UGC will be talkbacks and comments on websites. For instance, CNN.com. You can leave a message on an article, and this very message itself is very common. The talkback can be used as a message that somebody else will read and react. Now, some sites do provide some sort of moderation, so it's not very easy. But then again, as far as the community goes, these concepts can be extended, for instance, for YouTube and Picasa, uploading not only text messages, but also pictures and videos. So basically, the entire UGC concept is a very good example of what Turbot is going to be based upon. And that's basically the ability that you don't need a dedicated server to run a botnet. All you need is a website that allows you to store information, and then you can use it as a server. The funny thing is that even a URL shortening services like like the one that you guys are using for Twitter, can be used for a command and control center. Basically, you can send a person a URL, and of course the URL itself can lead to a resource. But even the URL content itself, like tiny URL, you can determine the message, you can determine the URL, and that by itself can be enough to pass a message. Again, this is only a proof of concept, so it might work, it might not work, but it's a possibility. The next thing that we take, Turbot divides the resource. Like we said, there's a different type of resource, like Mailinator, Fastbean, Clip.net, and we're going to divide them into something logical that we call a room. Now, a room within a resource can be an index, a URL identifier, a tag, basically something that